Hola, 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 hola. It's been a while. We've been away. It's been a lot going on. Just don't. Anyway, uh, we are sorry. Just a lot has happened, and things have gone on, and it's been tough. But we are back, sort of. I suffered an injury, so which is why Waka Waka Wednesday has not been on for a while, and I've not been able to put up anything. But she's laughing at me, and it's not decent. But anyway, um, we are working our way back towards making Waka Waka Wednesday, more of a regular thing. But in the meantime, Christine has these wonderful interviews that she's doing with women of courage, of just amazing stories, good stories of their life journeys, of their choices and stuff like that, and they're good inspirational stories. So, in the
It
meantime,
is not interviews.
what is it? What is it? Not interviews?
It's conversation.
Right. My bad. It's conversations with Christine, and this week we're featuring who? Um,
Don't worry about it.
so you'll see the introductions when they introduce themselves. So in the meantime, these conversations will be ongoing, and when Waka Waka Wednesday is back, we'll be able to slot it in. But it's good to be back, and this is towards the end of the year, so. Have a happy holidays and just be safe and continue, working out and being safe. And we'll definitely see you along down the road. So, what happened? What happened?
It's enough.
Okay, she says I talk too much. Orieta,
Welcome to the channel and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, it is you I thank the most for actually accepting the invite. I'm very humbled and I appreciate it very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Holiness, you are already serving in one of the most important jobs in this world. So, tweyanziza.
Chisakya Mukama, it is God's grace.
Amanya nze Christine Birungi. I know we've talked before, but of course I have to introduce myself. And Judith, introduce yourself, please.
Okay.
For profiles, just introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Nabona Judith, based in California.
Amina.
Mukama atuweredde wano ekisa tumwebaza. Nsanyuse okuba ku channel. Thank you for hosting me.
I appreciate it. Munange, I will have to thank Ma to send that to my husband. This is his chat. This is his platform. I've hijacked it for a minute because I want us to put out something that is very important.
Sure.
I think very many young women, whether they are American descent or African descent or wherever, I think the topics we will discuss further as time goes on will help tremendously with any young lady who shares the same backgrounds that we do to maneuver the waters a little bit safer than we did.
Right.
Let me get to the point, and I have my pen, and I'm ready to take notes.
To take notes. Gotcha.
Kati nabadde nina bye twadiscussa nze. I am really, let me tell you about the background of this inspiration.
Right.
Kati mbadde naakazaala.
Nakawere.
Mbadde naakazaala recently, well, about 7 months ago, I had a little baby boy, amazing. His name is Steven. Mind you, I'm a mother of a 17-year-old as well. So
I'm going to be in the same boat because my daughter is 18, so it's going to be literally the same story.
Give me a call. I may not be an expert, but I know the pain. So, Munange, the challenges I faced as a young soldier, first of
Yeah.
all, I was a young soldier. For SA, we are both service members, right?
Right,
We are both in the army
right,
and we are both females in the army. So there is certain dynamics.
right.
Munnange challenges ze nalina n'oli omwana omukulu, of course they are not going to be the same challenges as I have with this
Yeah.
young little man.
This is new era. Everything is different.
So nafuna, this is my first time being pregnant while in the military.
Right.
Mwana gwe si kyangu. Si kyangu. Simanyi abantu abamu bwe babikola ne bazaala obwana ne babusuula wali ne babusuula wali ne baka.
Nayongerako.
I don't know. Kubanga first of all nze nasalawo obutazaala because of career.
Yeah.
That is the backstory. So
Right.
career pushed me to not have the baby until recently.
Until recently.
Challenges ze nafeesinga. Bwe namala natuula ne ŋŋamba naye ebintu bye tufeesinga oba byenfeesinze waliwo omuwala omulala abirimu kati for example naawe or think of having a second child someday.
Yes.
And you're still young, eh?
Yes, and yeah, there's a lot to put into consideration.
Okitegeera. So you are bye nayitamu oba nawe byoyiseemu waliwo omuwala ali eyo naddala abawala abava mu background gye tuvaamu.
True.
Coming from the same background that wish somebody had told them. Just like we are going through things and wishing, I wish somebody had told me. I wish somebody had showed me the way or how to do this or told me when I get there, I am going to be carrying a 50 car somehow, somewhere.
I'm telling you.
Okitegeera.
Byonna byonna bikugwako bugwawo mu shokiyo and
Exactly. So with all the knowledge that we get from either the recruiter or the people who think they've already done it and throw some knowledges to us that are not sufficient, how can we gather all of this knowledge? At least bwetulina, so that some young people, specifically women, kubanga I can't speak for men,
right.
specifically young women of the same background, because ebizibu bye banaasanga bigenda kubeera different. How can we put it together and share with them? Hence the reason you are here, Miss Nabona.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm happy to share what I know based on my experience.
Ate osobola okukikola
Based on my experience. Ebimu tebijja kubanga ebyaffe bwe biri because everyone walks their own journey. But when you go in with an idea, somehow it doesn't shock you that much. Bwe kikutomera, oh, okay, nakiwulirako. Better than going in green, nga tomanyi kyakusuubirayo, tomanyi kyakusangayo. Naye nga omwana yenna omuwala nga you have that dream nga wandiyagadde okikola. Kisoboka bulungi nnyo kikola n'obeera mu magye, n'obeera mufumbo, Christine as an example, n'obeera with a high rank, kisoboka, n'oddayo ku ssomero n'osoma, byonna bisoboka.
Byonna bisoboka, naye si byangu.
Exactly. And no one promised us life to be easy.
I know. Okay, so life is not easy.
Yes, kati ne kino togenda kukifuna nga kyangu, but kisoboka.
Naye Judith, waliwo ebimu ebijja nga yadde life is not easy. Naye mwana kino kyo kikalubye.
Olina kuba with this determination of not giving up.
Now we are...
Olina okumanya ensonga yo lwaki okola ky'okola.
Kati awo simba wakati. Simba wakati.
You need to have your reason. N'ogamba nti yadde kikalubye, but why am I doing this? Gwenga, and you put yourself first. Nga totunuulidde muntu mulala nti oba maama ye yantuma oba taata oba kino naye gwe ne weetunuulira n'ogamba lwaki ndi wano lwaki nkola kino. When you hold that why so dearly, challenge eyo ogigumiikiriza n'ogiyitamu. Ate nno ekiseera ebisinga it doesn't kill you. Later on obitunuulira n'oseka. Okimanyi nti we twabeera mu basic training, you cannot laugh about walking to the range. But today, bw'olaba ebifaananyi ogamba, oh really? Only that? Kikusesa.
Yeah, do you remember the pain you were going through while you were walking?
Oh, a lot. The questioning yourself about you made the right decision. What am I doing here? Nanonyeki. Naye n'okeera n'enkeera n'oddamu n'ozuukuka. So many days, so many times, never kanga. Nga ngambe enkya nkeera mu office bagamba mbemaze. N'enzuukuka, n'engenda mu formation. N'amagulu nga gannuma with blisters. Nga nobody has told me don't go to the office. Nga the office is open. I could walk there and bagamba mbivuddemu.
Yes, people did
But
it.
I would not be a soldier today.
Yes.
So when you see that,
Hey.
kangumiikiriza okufa kuno si nakitwala nti sekyali kya lubeerera. It was just a matter of time. So I persevered.
Perseverance.
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 Perseverance is the king. Oli mwana muwala ng'oyewulira oyagala okikola kye twakola ogamba bane njagala nyambala uniform. Nali njagala okwambala uniform. Ku bintu bye nali nesinga okwegomba kwambala bibomboola.
Wow. So it was your dream.
That was one of the best things. I'm like, I can't wait to have that uniform on me.
Wow.
You know? So I had to persevere to do whatever it takes to get there.
Your inspiration started from way back. You simply wanted to be a soldier.
Not per se, nti nali njagala nnyo okuba omusirikale, but when I got to America, my mindset changed. Abewaffe tebanyuma, tebeegombesa, so I can't tell nti nalaba abewaffe no. But always when abawano, they are very smart, they are very well groomed, presentable, nga basikiriza okubeera nga bo. Naye nga ngamba nabisobola training going in the mud. Nabisobola namanyo nayiga okuba emmundu. But like we said, ng'oli mwana muwala, gwe kennyini kiki oyagala okufunamu ekyo ky'okola? Ofunamu ki? Mu bulumi obwo bw'oyagala oyitemu. What do you get out of it? Okikola bukozi kuba onyumirwa pain, or you need something out of it?
Mine was very simple. Initially, my father never wanted us to join. In fact, it wasn't a topic in our household. It was not discussed. I don't think he ever thought that it's an option for any of us. Naye, after I had my first child, actually before I had my first child, I was going to join. And of course, without consulting my dad. And I was thinking of Air Force. Actually, I wasn't even thinking Air Force. I wanted to join. At that time, I was dating someone who, we won't say who, but I'm dating someone.
You're right.
This validation we have, we need validation from the joining the Air Force or whatever. What do you think? Nangamaze sisobola kudatinga mukazi ali mu magye.
Biba bikomye.
That is where it ended. I never thought about it again. Hence the challenges of women. So I never thought about it again until I had my first.
Oh, kufirwa relationship, mfirwa amaji.
Yeah. Forward, I had Francis, and then my focus was, how can I give my child a better life?
Right.
I've always wanted to join the military. There is incentives to it. All
Right.
of these great things. And I wanted to finish school because I hadn't finished nga sinaba kumaliriza kufuna degree. This recruiter gave me all of those sweet words. So she gave me all these sweet words. I was like, why not?
This is it.
Munange, my partner, was supportive of the situation. Is like genda. Munange, at this time, I joined. But that was the reason. My purpose for joining was my child.
You wanted a good future for your child.
My child and my education.
So you were willing to go through pain for those two factors.
I didn't care what was coming.
Right.
I knew my father had joined and he didn't die.
Right.
And I was going to survive.
Right.
And I was going to take care of, to make sure my child survives. At that time, you're in survive mode, right?
Right.
Survive mode, and my child, my offspring, had to survive.
Right.
To have a good life. I was going to take care of my offspring. Kama mbaya, I was going to do it. So those things of let me go to the office, Munange, they didn't come for me.
The pain pushed me so many times. Ngandaba byetukola tebikola sense.
Air Force bajja kugamba.
Ngandaba byetukola tebikola sense nga batukozesa ebintu naye luvannyuma nnyo bwe mmala okulaba nti this was the lesson.
This was necessary.
Yes.
It is necessary. They have to break you down and build you back up.
That breaking is so obangambe nti tuveeno nga tujjuza ebikopo n'olugezigezi lwaffe n'otuka
sina lugezigezi naye ekyo tujja kituukako. Mbadde njagala onsiigire ekifaananyi. Based off of your cultural background. Oli munna Uganda. Let's just take the other little things out of it. You were born in Uganda.
Right.
Migrated to the US. Actually, you are born and raised
in Uganda.
So you still have that
so much.
So then you migrated to the US at I am a grown woman age.
Yes.
And then you made the choice without influence of your parents to make this move that you always wanted to do. What challenges, looking at your background, did you go to boarding school in UG?
Yes.
Culture, wakulirako mu kyalo, walimako
yes.
all of those things, walimako, omanyi,
sumba mazzi, ku luzzi,
okubona
abantu. Real village woman, here I am.
The life you lived, how did it affect your training as a trainee, going into training? How did that cultural background affect you as a woman in that training environment?
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful nti nave Uganda nga ndi mukulu, that when I got here, I can see the difference between Uganda and the US. Abaana baffe abazze nga abato tebakigenda kuki-experiencinga. Nti nakula tulima ewaffe, sisobola kukyewakana, nakula tusennya enku, tukima amazzi ku luzzi, tetwalina masannyalaze nga tulabira kattado oba Masaka mu kyalo. And that shaped me to be who I am today. Bw'ombuuza, how did that influence my life in basic training? Twagendanga mu field. Tusooka mu Enfield ne tudda mu something, the 3 events. Ne batugamba okusima ebinnya byaffe mu nteeka ensawo. I could do that in 10 minutes. And I was done.
So your foxhole was faster than an infantryman.
Nga njaamu n'ensawo yange n'ejaamu 10 minutes.
Did they choose to say, what about?
Yeah, nga bonna babuuza, but how? Nabona, how? Nga I'm done.
Nga you're done.
Okungamba okulima akannya bwe kati. nga nakulanga tuli mu olubimbi kuva kuno paka eri. You're joking.
I did not think about that.
That influenced my, I never had trouble mu field. Not at all.
Wow.
Kuba nakulabye nakulira mu kyalo nga tulima. Kati naddala eyo paati y'okulima nze yasinga okunyumira. Mugenda kulima ekinyakyo ng'olaba abaana n'olaba oli bwa strugglinga nga nze namaze dda ntudde wali nkiiri nze mbatunuulidde. Ng'omutwe gutadde ku rucksack yange nti nsazeeko n'emmundu yange nti 10 minutes I would be done. First of all, kansooka ne neepima how tall am I kuba gye njagala okugira. Nobody could think. Nemanya, okay, I need to go this long and this. And that's it. But that helped me so much.
Amazing. I would never have thought about it like that. I probably did something.
Like, of course, when you're in the field, we cannot shower. There are no bathrooms. And so I would improvise. Being in the bush, I've always been in the bush. You tell me what? You tell me nothing. So me, when we went to the field, apart from the walking, that one is going to break you down. And the rucksack being heavy. Naye my culture, nakula nima. Bino simanyas, jukala betu amalanga gato ino bibika. You have to cover up. You don't leave any traces. Nganze byange bibika no tamanya nti nalimyewo n'ekinnya. Easy peasy. Yeah. Why? Nakulira mu kyalo nga nima.
I did not think about it like that.
Sakulira wali masanyalaze. Nga I would pack my rucksack. Nga ne bwe mba nzibiridde, I can know wano we wali stocksy, wano we wali lotion, wano we wali this. Nga I would just put in my hand. Nga I know because nakulira munzikiza. So that is how that like helped me mu basic, that part. Neyo kuba nti biro twatambulanga ekiro mu mugundi obudde buzibye twagendanga mu kibira waffe ne tusenye enku kati nze ng'ebyo sibitya I go. So that way that culture helped me. However, coming from the Ugandan culture ne bwe batukuza, I had culture shock. Kuba wana abaana bakula bulala, ebintu bya wano birala. Engeri gye boogeramu ndala nnyo ku yaffe ffe twakula omukulu omuweekitiibwa maama baaba ani wano buli kigambo kijirako kye saagala kwogera. That was so a shock to me at first. I'm like, okay, bwe tugenda okwogera ffe ng'ewaffe tetwogera.
Okutte ku kinyusi.
That was a culture shock. Ekirala kye nasinga okulaba nti I went in when I was 34. Wano abaana bayingira as early as 17. Their thinking was totally off my thinking. Nga mbalaba nga bali 17. Nga I remember myself as a 17-year-old. Nga that's not how I was thinking. Ngendowooza yaabwe ya wansi. Kugamba bampa ate ng'olina kubeera nabo mukwatagane mukolagane. Kwegamba kyanjigiriza nti you can be in a different setting and you have to work together. And you have to
be practical.
Olino gwe bwoba oli waggulu nnyo olina okukka ku level yaabwe so that you're a team. Kati ekyo nakyo kyankalubiza nga ndowooza nto nnyo ate ng'olaba omukulu ko ali yandibadde nga 28 ate naye nga ndowooza nga biri different muko. But other than that, ebyo ebibiri bye nasinga nti I used my background to find it easy in the field, and at the same time I had a culture shock on the way how we treat and respect elders and people in power.
Nze ndabye nti wali resilient.
Yes.
Tewaliwo kigenda kugaana kuyitawo.
Tebalina kye bali bagenda kuŋŋamba nti kusima kinnya kinnemesezza nedda.
Ate okwetika 50 kal nganga well, you didn't have to carry it, but you had to support it on the platform and shoot it. How did that go?
That was also another culture shock to me, by the way. Waffe emundu tuzitya.
Of course.
Emundu tumanyi zibeera n'abasirikale nabayeekera.
Kitegeera.
Era kyobulaba nti owaffe olaba abasirikale ku kkubo nga bayimiridde bakaalakana n'emmundu and I'm like, oh my God. Nga olaba it is totally different. Kati wano n'okumpa emmundu olwasooka. I never held a gun. Nandigisanze wanga njagaza ki. Batugamba shooting nga mbimanyi ne mbagamba bannange. It took me a lot of time.
Did you close your eyes while you were shooting?
The first time I did. And
Same
I
here.
shouted.
Same here.
I screamed. And I closed. Actually, my first shooting was so funny. Nti bagenda okutuuka ku target nga tekuli sasi neeri naye nga gonna gaweddemu mu kyema. Luusajja nambuuza, woman, have you been shooting? Ne mugamba, yes, I have. Nambuuza obadde oshootinga wa? Ne mugamba simanyi naye gagezi. Naye nga tekuli. Not even nti liri bbali. That's how bad I was. So that was also a culture shock for me. But this was what I had chosen. Kiringa tosobola kwawula musawo na mpiso. The same, you cannot separate a soldier from a weapon.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a tendency to forget traumatic
Incidents.
incidences. So I really don't have much of my basic training in
Oh, no. Mine, I remember it. Oh, let me tell you, I journaled my day in basic training every single day.
That is impressive.
But to date, I haven't gotten the energy to read that book.
Read it. I think the only thing I remember is Naked Night, and I thought I was dying. Once I realized I was dying, I had to survive because I have a baby.
Exactly. That is what made me go crawl that field. Me too.
I thought it was death time.
Me too. Me too. Natuuka Makati nga ndaba nkyalina olugendo. I can't go back. Nemanya kati I either die here or I make it to the end.
Oh, me, I couldn't. There was no way I was going to die.
Nga naye best option here to make it to the end.
I had to crawl as low as I can.
But you make it.
A baby at home. The reason I'm here
is because of that baby.
If I die, then what? So.
Oh God. But yeah, so okuddayo ku kye wabuuziza culture yaffe ya njawulo naye ng'omukyala akuziddwa
n'empisa
kikuyamba kyekyo kimanyi okwogera nti kyanyamba nnyo. I never had any problems in my basic. I was always the best behaved soldier. Kuba nakula abakulu bawe ekitiibwa nti bwe batugamba keep quiet tojja kuddamu kundaba nga njogera. Naye bano abaana tawulira babagambye keep quiet akyayogera. Tuli mu attention yeetakula kati nze they would only give me an order once. That's it. So I never got in trouble because I know how to respect. Obontegera abalina obuyinza mbakuwa ekitiibwa naturally bw'ayogera kuba bwentu bwe nakuzibu.
Okimanyi Judith nti your same points are the same points I wrote down before we started this conversation.
Yeah, because to us it's just natural. Because
I think it goes to say that the culture significance or this culture is the culture is the same when you are from the same backgrounds. It is very likely you are going to face similar
challenges. Yes.
Or even you're going to find the same interesting things about it, you know?
Yes, because you have that similar perspective.
Exactly. Hence the reason we are here. And on to my second point.
Let's go.
The work ethic. Maze basic training, ogenze ku mulimu. Oli reservist or
yes, reservist. We can drill abomutuyita.
So let me get something straight. You guys link up once a month.
Once a month, yes.
For a weekend.
For a weekend, yes.
Nemuchukuba.
Neshukubao.
Katiawo. That is very small time.
Very small.
Make your mark. So let's say, for example, tuvudde ku basic training, tuyingidde ku mulimu, tugenze ku reservist unit gye batuyiseeko. You're linking up once a weekend, one weekend a month.
Right.
That is not enough time for you to make your mark in the. It's not enough time for people to see what your work ethics are. But what are some of the things you have done as a reservist to make sure that there is an understanding of who you are? Culture.
As a reservist, somehow they notice tetuba bangi ku unit, so weesanga nga leadership but ayinza obutamanya linnya lyo naye they know our faces because our unit is not that big nti ogenda kusanga we are over like 1,000 soldiers. We're not that much, maybe like 400 300.
Yeah.
So they know us batulaba. So the way you carry yourself, are you ever on time? Ye gwabera, you ever or really absent, or I'm ever on time. When we are doing PT bagamba kale mugene mu platoon zamwe. But first sergeant abalaba, because recently nalaba nga bampadde certificate of good conduct from nowhere. That means bakulaba. How you behave, how you present yourself. Yet your 1 weekend a month, you're supposed to be in full uniform. Ng'ojamba denga bolina okujambala everything with the dog tags. Zibeerako. You know, soaking zoyambadde zentuufu yadde ozambalidde munda. Those things, it is upon you as a soldier to carry on that ethics ze batusomesa mu basic training.
Be in the right uniform.
Uniform, bwe bagamba uniform ne socks kweziri.
In the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time.
Shirt gyoyambalidde munda esobola okuba nga efaanana, but is it the one? Oba kitegeera ebintu bwe bityo. So batukkiriza okuba n'enjala, but is it the color gye bakugamba, length? Yeah, ebintu bwe bityo ozza otaddeko eyelash bonna bukomye eri, okay, batukkiriza makeup, but model kitegeera they might not do like abego, you know. Kati bw'oba oli ku trigger ddala eneeraba olwala luno ddala lunanyiga trigger.
No words for that.
So those small things nze nga nze I'm 1 month, 1 weekend a month, when it's time for to be era n'emikwano gye mbagamba tusobola okuseka wano naye bwe mba ndi mu uniform mba mulala nnyo. I'm presenting something different. Bino biba bikyuse byonna sobola bwe nzija mu uniform n'ekifaananyi kya uniform bantu babiri banjawulo.
Oh, yeah.
My hair has to be on standard.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Ne stocks nyambala zinina okwambala eza kala. Si kuba nti yadde I can tuck in empale yange nsobola ogiteekamu mu potsi so nsobola kanyambaliremu red. No. Era ziriba ku uniform. Bwonkebera nzenna I'm all in the right uniform.
So basically, if they cut you, your blood is red, white, and
yeah. But that is how I keep
red, white, and blue.
That's how I keep myself in check. I don't miss my BA weekends. I'm ever there on my BA weekends. Even when I had school, I made sure I'm there. I'm there on time. Bwe batugamba nti mukole kino, I do it. I respect my leadership. So that is how you make yourself outstanding. Kuba ffe tetulina nnyo byakukola nga mmwe aba active nti at least they'll give you an assignment to see your performance. We don't have that much. But if we have PT, I take charge. I put in my all. They see that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Now that's the way to do it during PT and just standing out and taking charge when, you know.
Yeah. When they set formation at 9 o'clock, I'm there by 8:50. I don't have to come in 9:3 running behind formation. They see.
You're ready and you know what you're doing at PT. That's how you prepare yourself.
Yes.
Help yourself stand out.
Never cut for to metrics to okulaba and everything is green. I make sure everything is green. If I have an appointment coming up for the doctor, for the dentist, for blood draw, I make sure everything is green. Buli weekend bakugamba bato birina oli due for flu vaccine, oli due for this, olina okulaba ow'amaaso, olina okulaba dentist. You know how it goes.
In that, yeah, of course, this is annually.
It is annually, so I have to make sure I'm top of it, that I have all my things there.
And all of those classes, you guys do them to the train?
We do them, yeah, those risk assessments. Bichi, baby,
on top of your other job.
On top of my other job, yes. And the other thing that keeps me, that I use to put myself out there, if there is any volunteering work, nebanga it's not my unit, nebagamba bagala somebody like in supply, I say I will go do it because Jechandese. Nebagamba bagala yera, They were gamba police call, picking up trash. I pick it. What is it going to change for me? I pick it.
And those are the qualities that real soldiers embody. Real leaders serve by example.
Yes.
And once you show those qualities, you are going to stand out.
And that comes back to how we are brought up, because we respect leaders. Kati olaba bano olaba mwana muto wa high school amalala agamusumbuwa biki. We are not supposed to be on our phone's information. Olaba mwana ngali ku simu. I cannot use my phone information.
Basically doing the right thing.
Without even telling me, because I know what is required of me. I don't need somebody to tell me.
It is even described for you. Do the right thing in the right place at the right time in the right uniform. For me, those are the 4 things I've always followed. And once you do that, you will never go wrong.
You never go wrong, and you will not be in trouble.
And on these young people, these very young people, Gen Zs or they find a way not to really adhere to those rules.
Wali otutuliddeko Christine omwana, neweebuuza ono yagenda mu basic training. N'agiyitamu. Akola ki wano? Ng'akoze ekintu, ng'alina ne rank, asobola kuba E5 oba E6.
Speedy promotions, those ones.
Nina omuntu gw'otunuulira n'ogamba ono yagenda mu basic training gye nagendamu.
Nedda babeera bagenda mu basic training y'emu. Naye because their background is different.
But that's how ours grooms us.
Exactly. Naye, to caveat on what you said, having seen what I've seen, as you're doing that for any young woman who's embodying that character of being there, volunteering, remember the journal you talked about? You need it. You need that journal. Because in this job, it's not about who saw you doing what. Yes, it might count. It might help. But it also helps tremendously if you journal it.
I did this on this day.
On this date, Alpha Company needed someone to do ABCD, and I volunteered hours.
Now that's why we need sharing.
This journaling of everything is very important, especially if you have the journal and you go in front of your leader and you sit there and you're like, Kati tugenda kola my evaluation.
Evals ezo.
Better yet, you do your eval, you create the form, going through your journal, and then you present it to your leader and you're like, this is a draft of what I have for my evaluation. Please let me know if you have any questions. You email, and it can be as short as that. Sir, ma'am, this is a draft of what I have for my evaluation. Because they have to get that, extract that, and into the system, right? Everything they need. Here's a draft of what I have so far. Please let me know if you have any questions. Now, if they have to contest what you're putting together, that's on them. You come to them with your journal.
Evidence.
Or on this date and this date, this is the reason why I put it there. When it comes to journaling, every military leader knows better to discount your journal. This is kubanga a lot of leaders, abantu abasinga, yaddenga they are their leaders and it's their responsibility to see what you do. They choose not to see what you do. Your career is 100% your responsibility. It is because of you that you're going to progress so high. It is because of you that you're going to stay stagnant. So these evaluations carry a lot of water, especially with promotions where nobody sees your face. Nobody comes to your work to see what you do. It's somebody else.
The paperwork that speaks for you.
So you might as well start where it starts. This month, this is what I did. Sir, please put this on my evaluation. So
I got it.
that is, yes.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I'm going to start putting it down.
Yes, ma'am. So when it comes to our work ethic, tujja nnyo mu mulimu guno nga tugamba nga tumanyi nti our work speaks for us. I'm sorry to inform you, it does not.
Mm-mm.
It is you who speaks for yourself after you have done the work. The work creates your character.
Then you still have to speak even after the work.
You have to speak for yourself because perhaps somebody else is going to choose to muddy and soil the hard work you've put in.
True.
You don't have record of it, so that if somebody really does this to you, then you can have the right and authority to say, I stand on my 2 feet. This person is saying I didn't do this, yet I did this on the date here, on that. Quantitative evidence.
Ow. Obumaze.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it.
So you speak for yourself.
Thank you for that advice. I take it.
Mwana watu. We have to look out for each other. I think that for me, that has been my biggest challenge. Work like a horse.
Yes, like.
And assume that everybody understands.
Yeah.
No. What advice? Kubanga manyi olina okugenda to save lives.
I know.
What advice can any young lady who's watching us come away with that you can tell them that has helped you so far, or that you wish you had known? Okitegera bye wasangayo n'ogamba, this is wonderful, I'm gonna take it, it works, and you did it and it worked. And something you saw and you're like, I wish somebody had told me that. Maybe I wouldn't have gone through this. What's
Kansokerene ku chenagamba, I wish I knew. One of those would be our ROTC program.
The ROTC program.
Fine. And even when I came in, my age would have been older than that. But these are the opportunities that are available, but because we do not know, neyandibadde agigendamu agisubwa natagifuna. So that ROTC program pushes you ahead into officer route right there and then.
Before you even join.
Nti ngano oyinza nokubanga ne ku basic tonaba oba tunaba nakola AIT. Do you need even AIT because you're an officer?
No.
Officer school.
So with the ROTC program, if you're straight into the ROTC program, you're just doing military, you're kind of finishing your basic training throughout the 4 years.
Right.
Then you're also doing your military sciences. It's kind of like you're doing your basic training, you're doing your OCS, you're doing officer training.
That's why I'm saying, you don't have to, because you don't have to have an MOS. Your managerial level.
You are a student. You're a student.
Yes. So that's something that I was like, wow, what an opportunity. That if I had this, I don't know how I would have exploded, because I'm a very ambitious person. And when I see somebody that has that opportunity and they don't see what I see.
But you are young.
I'm like, bano bala bachienda ba chiringa ngokwata omuntu n'omuteeka ku mabira. Omusawo omuganda ajja kulaba mu ddagala. Omulimi ajja kulabawo nnimiro ya kasooli. An investor agenda kulabawo hotel. Tourist agenda kulabawo monkeys. Kati nze ayitawo regular traveler. Owembaawo omubazi agenda kulabawo, oh God, this is good timber. What do you see when you look at
technology?
Omulala we n'amawojjolo yagamba bwenjokerawo enkoko walungi nnyo, it is a good stop point.
Oluganda lwo luliko nno.
Ndiwe Masaka. Then that thing that I got in the army, it has given me a platform that when you say you're in the military, it automatically places you somewhere.
The privilege.
It gives you that privilege.
But
It gives you that extra opportunity.
But you worked for it.
I did. That when you, and okay, many people have that opportunity, but they do not use it. You need to know how to use it. Shida yukuche wa yogedde. It is not, after even the work, you have to speak. Until when the army gives us the opportunity, how do you use it? Do you want to sit on it and stay there? Do you want to advance? It gives you a platform. It depends on how you grab that opportunity.
The whole military, really. The whole military is an opportunity to not only serve your country, but
you also as a person to grow.
Come in and I always tell soldiers, let's say if I sit on a board, a promotion board, and somebody sings, let's say, the national anthem, I have a particular place in my heart for it, because not only have I embodied those words, my father has, and maybe my children will. So for me, it's deep down there that it's so amazing we can move or migrate as children or as adults from one country and be welcomed in another and have that opportunity to even serve it.
True.
In its highest ranks, right?
Right.
What other country gives you that opportunity?
And you get to know these so many things that not everybody can know.
Not many countries give people that opportunity.
No.
Yeah. And yes, with all the challenges.
Of course.
I think there is a icing on the cake is that you have an opportunity to be all you can be and learn something that you could never have imagined.
Right. There are some things I'm like, bino nandi bisanzeewo. Eri Masaka ewaffe. They're not even an average American, no. You know? So such opportunities, I'm really grateful for them. And
so you wish you had been given the ROTC pep talk?
Yes.
You wish you had been told about the several opportunities that are available for you.
That are available. Okutandika wetwatandikire twagambye nti there are people who would want to join, but they don't have information. I didn't have information at all. Natomera.
Watomera.
And even the people I knew that were Ugandans did not share information. Simanyi? Nga bw'omuntu w'omubuuza akugamba kimu tojja kubisobola. How do you gauge my butajja kubisobola nze nga nina kye nkubuuza?
Are you kidding me? I'm a very emotional person.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Nga naye bo bali mu uniform.
Don't say. Oh.
Kati omuntu yenna kirala omwana omuwala ayagala okuyingira. Bw'oba ozze n'ombuuza nze ali mu uniform ne nkubuulira. Don't take my word as a Bible truth. Sit down on the computer. America is a country where you can find all information on anything. Kati nze omanyi bino bye tutya n'ogamba nga nte n'ogende wa recruit obubuuza information. But that is why they are there anyways. So walk into their office. Abaana bonna benzizeemu okuyamba abazze. So I have like 5 people that have come to me from scratch and they have joined. I advocate for them. Mugamba, it has to be this or this. I ended up getting an MOS I didn't want, and I had my grades. But I had nobody to advocate for me. Nga simanyi eby'MOS byebiki, simanyi you know. Naye bano bagamba, when you get these grades, we can get this because you qualify for it. Kati recruiter n'aleeta nti antuwa bino manyi baagala nnyo balowooza buli muddugavu alina kufumba. N'omugamba no. You did more than being a cook. You get it. bw'aba tagikuwa nina bengambye bw'aba tagikuwa togisayininga ne bamuwa gy'ayagala. So that advocating I didn't have it. Nagendanga bwendi era kye yaŋŋamba yes mom nga ndi muzi yes nga grades nzinanga I couldn't even translate my ASVAB results. That's how much I didn't have information because I could not translate it to understand how much I'd gotten.
The worst part is you didn't have anybody to run to.
Nobody.
That's
why when I left basic, I was like, I have to talk about this. Nobody. Nti nali manya abaliyo nga bw'omubuuza akugamba kimu tojja kubisobola. Bino nno naabisobola.
interesting that somebody actually could tell you that.
Tagambye nagamba ha bino nno naabisobola. Ddamu onkubire ku ssaawa nnyo ddamu okuba ku nnyanga akwata. Kati nze nga alina dream and vision. You not picking my focus
on what you want
is not going to stop me. If I qualify for it, I'll go for it without your input. So that put me a setback. Singa nalina omuntu nga gwe nali nsobola okwogera naye nampushinga nagamba no. You did this, you qualify for this. I wouldn't have gone in the way I went in, but all the same way. That's why me and you are here to advocate for those young girls abagala okukiyingira.
Exactly.
So that they can excel more than what we have done. So that they can go higher more than we have done.
If you work hard and you know what, like if you are a hard worker, the military is a good place to be. If you are committed, if you are dedicated, if you don't give up, it is the place to be.
Yeah. Oh, I was literally to organization chagamba, don't just get in and sit. Don't just get in the military no yambala uniform no koma. There is more to putting on a uniform. There's so much more you can get and grab out of it. But if you don't dig for it.
So what could you advise other than what you just said right there?
Find your information.
Find the information. Find
yourself. Go look, go online. If you need to walk into the recruiter's office, go there. Na mbadde ko mu office z'aba recruiter abamu ne batatuwa time nga nina abaana abaagala okuyingira. Sooka ne muwa information ne mugamba genda wa recruiter oyogere naye. Ate bwe tuka mu office simugamba nti nze mwendi mu service mba wa bulijjo ne ntula ne nsirika.
Do you know that is part of your it can go on your NCOER?
That I know kubanga balina okumpa points, but so far I'm not getting my points. I know that.
Well, technically the points can be there, but on your NCOER or evaluation that you have viwandike, you can.
I have 5 people. So Fanea Sembieyo, you graduating yesterday from basic.
Put it down, write it down.
They come to me from scratch. They are scared. They just watched my videos on YouTube. They find me. I give them time. I talk to them. We've never met.
It's called mentorship.
I thank God that God uses me to tell other people. But yes, what I was saying, but to come office, never more information. Simukaka kola decision. But to go sit home with that information, pound about it. Whatever I have, I already have. There is more for you to grab.
Well, Judith, you're already an NCO before you were an NCO.
So Katinga Mugamba, take your time
and guiding people.
Mugamba, sit down, evaluate. Atine mara ne Mugamba, genda ku Google okugulinga. Mbawereza link ne Mugamba jeji ne mirimu. This is what you do. Read about it. Grades bwozifuna, I will make sure you get the job you want. Go.
Yeah.
So, advocate banabana bonna bayingiddemu ne bafuna emirimu emirungi gy'agala. Yes.
Because you already know the inside of the recruiter and his kalimi.
Mugambe betwabiwuliriza ne bwajja nga kugamba tugenda kuwa bonasi oyingire ng'oli bwoti. Don't look at that. Look at a bigger picture. Gendo okole bakusomese AIT ofulumengo osobola okukola omulimu even in the outside world. Why would you still come back and odayo ku ssomero n'osoma?
Why would you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning every single day to do this PT and grind your body to total shatters and then leave the military with no job?
That's what I keep telling them. Eminimu wejiri. So focus on ama direction yo nemba guiding mbwetu nemala ne mugamba making sure na yo soma no ita as verb nti tugende okugusaba nga results situzirina
ate gundi ng'oli ku mulimu for progression of your job or for them to progress in their job after they are done, what advice would you share?
For you to be able to progress, besides on presenting yourself out there, have the what it takes to be on that job for you to progress.
Don't think you're just going to get the, you know.
If there is another class you need to do it. Singa bajja ne bagamba nti twagala oku advancing omutenga alina kuba neno class grade ng'ogirina, go ahead of them. If it needs for you to take classes outside the military, do it. If there are classes in the military, do it. Advance yourself. Tosula butuzinga ne ethics ezo bwe zikwogerera but nga n'ebitabo bikwogerera always tubeere all around ng'ebitabo weebiri n'empisa weeziri kati bo babuleko bulabi tebeekwasa
babuleko bulabi bubuzi tebeekwasa naye tujja kuba tulina jjano
ne jjano yaffe weeri tosuba BA obeerawo points zo zonna ziri clear PTO ogiyita bulungi mu butabo obirina requirements weeziri ne wano ozirina kati kiki
kati bagenda kwekwasa ki I like that era Professor Mkwano mbiwandiise one.
So those are some of the things I don't know how to okukayana n'abantu nze I act.
Yeah, oh yes, action speaks so much louder than words.
But ngamba bugambi tutekisobola nze ngende ku ssomero nsome nkuleetere certificate.
Kati bw'obeera mu reserve, do you guys get the benefit of education?
We get GI Bill.
Okay, so you could use your
get tuition assistance.
You do?
Yes, but we get kisinziira your rank zofunayo. But we get something.
How much do you get for
Bobanga, if below E5, I think like 4,000.
That is what everybody gets, 4,500.
You get 4,000 per physical year.
Yeah.
Then the GI Bill, depending on your rank, oyinza okupanga bakwayo olukaaga olusanvu per month.
The same benefit as active duty. Why don't people use it?
Because I think some don't know, or they don't want to go to school. I don't know. Kubanze, like I said, nagenda nintandika. I had finished my prerequisites, but also one of the other reasons why I went to the military, I wanted to go to school.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
So when I came back, I joined nursing school, and I still tell people, our nursing school is very competitive. Nadala ku government, naina ingira ku government in 2 colleges just because I'm in the army. And it was upon me to choose which one I wanted to go to.
But a lot of companies, schools, businesses, they appreciate the work that the 1%ers.
The 1%, say that loud. 1%.
They appreciate the 1%ers.
The 1%.
So a lot of companies have put out incentives for us to really benefit because, you know, it is not easy to put one's family on the side, put one's life on the side to really get this job done. But someone has got to do it, and they need a few of us in the room in order to build an army.
Right.
And only 1% of Americans that are willing to actually do this job. That's why you have all of these companies.
Have you ever encountered an American born and raised here? I cannot join the army.
I have heard of them, yes.
I have encountered so many, like when somebody, oh, you are? I can't. I'm like, spirit of nationalism.
Well, and spirit of patriotism. So for me, in the spirit of what I would advise, since we're talking about sharing,
yes,
let me say that 2 of my points you've already talked about.
Good, we are on the same page.
We are. Hard work. Work hard. Work hard. I know that chibi, work hard. Represent your family name. Represent your family name with dignity. For me, when I joined the military, I was representing my family name with dignity. The only other Luasa in the military was my father. At that time, Luasa. Now I'm Abirunji. I usually tell people that is my husband's name, but you know, I have to represent it.
Right.
But when I was a Luasa, I knew what I'm representing. I know who we are, right?
Right.
So that alone is pride. Represent yourself well, represent your family name well, work hard. While you do so, get a journal.
Document. Acho kinjigiriza. I'm starting.
Document what you are putting your hard work in, because when you're ready to file or do your, let's say, OCS application or nursing or application, or those things are all going to come into your resume and build you when you are going for your annual reviews, your annual
Evals.
evaluation. These are things you sit down with your journal and you create your NCAR, your OER, and present it to your leader and beba mani. And then this is very important, what I'm about to say. When I was a young soldier, I had a meeting with one of the heads of our brigade. When I knew Muto as a soldier, that's the most critical advice from a senior NCO. And I am sure a lot of people didn't really know what he was saying, but I was listening. So I'm a low density MOS. You know what that means, right? Density for us is the non-combat MOSs. I'm not an engineer. I am not an infantryman. I am not, I'm not a scout. I'm not a tanker. I'm supply. So when you're looking at low density MOSs, in order for you to be even as good or, you know, elevate yourself or stand out among your peers, get to do different jobs that if you want to. So this leader told me, if you want to stand out, especially as you're becoming an NCO, becoming a leader, or even officers, you've got to do something that other people don't do in your MOS. For example, airborne, air assault, sapper, ranger. I mean, that's if you want to. Like, of course, for people who can do that. Personally, I can't. Well, I probably can, but I've chosen my piece.
I chose my piece too. We had an opportunity to do airborne. I chose my piece.
Yeah.
I chose my piece.
So if you want to stand out as a young soldier, if you want your career to from get-go, from the beginning, you've got to stand out. It doesn't have to be airborne. It can be air assault. It can be ranger school. It can be
I think I can do ranger school. I wanted to do drill sergeant school. I wanted to be a drill sergeant.
That one is available, actually. It's still an option for you. If you want it, you can apply.
I wanted to be a drill sergeant.
You can
look at good drill sergeant.
You can still apply because that's a broadening assignment, by the way. So you can still do it. That one you can do. It's a broadening assignment. You do it. It helps with your promotions. So as far as going airborne, there are certain units where you can never fail to get a job. But there are also prestigious, maybe, units that you are propelled into, simply because you are airborne.
You're right.
And some of these units, you don't even have to jump anymore. But simply because you have chosen to be airborne. So on that note, if you are one of those soldiers who wants your career propelled from the beginning, open yourself up to looking at these options. I know for sure my career was never the same when I did that. If I wish I had done it at the beginning. Again, like I said, I am a military brat. My father did all of those things, but I had no idea what was happening. I never got the information from my dad that, hey, I'm sure my dad was looking at, he has a daughter and he's not thinking my daughter should be in the military and all of that. He was not thinking about that. Our culture is not open to the perspective. It's not really open. Like, I think it's very hard for our parents to even think about it in the first place. I've not had
I think my parents were like, omwana agenda okufiira eyo.
And yet my dad was already in the military. So I yet to have that conversation with him that why didn't he take on the mantle of telling me kolachiri, kolachiri, kolachiri? But I know for sure the answer for him is more of his daughter, akana kanga kawala, you know, that kind of thing. So on that note, tugezeeko okulaba bwe tuba nga twagala okupropellinga. Yes, it's challenging, but it's doable. Many women have done it before you.
Yes.
And they've succeeded. It's more of a volunteer job, but the reason some of these units hire people who have done these things is because they are looking at the fact that you are volunteering to do something that not very many people are volunteering to do. Therefore, you must be resilient and you must be an enduring person. And that means you are able to do the task or the mission that, because their mission set may have certain things in it that you embody already by volunteering to do something like that. That allows you to actually have a whole spectrum of open jobs that you may never have dreamt of. Opportunities will open. Well, as you had a channel, let's say, of, your reserve unit only, you may find yourself being able to branch into different other units simply because you are a sapper or you are air assault qualified or you are a ranger qualified or you're airborne qualified. My take is mostly on the airborne qualified because that's what I know mainly. I know for sure it has opened doors for me. And I believe that for any young woman who starts out with that, it really will help propel.
Good advice. Good to hear from omuntu akikoze kati abaana abato. Don't just come in and sit. You still have a lot. You can make a career out of the army. Do what you're supposed to do and propel.
And I'm still waiting on your green to gold packet.
I know. I know. I need to work on it.
Yeah. Because I want to see, the nurse. I want to see nurse, nurse Nabona. Nabona, nurse in charge.
Chisoboka. We've come far. We can still go further.
Chijakola. Kwano. Neyanziza nnyo okumpa obudde.
Nange neyanziza okunesiga. I have something to share. Munange. Nopa akadde. I'm always open to sharing. Kubanga chinsanyula nnyo okumanya nti oyo nno Munnayuganda yalimu ekyo ekifo. I like that. Ne bwe nabeeranga mu basic kwe twasanganga units endala nga mbabuuza anybody from Uganda nga teri. ng'olaba ba Nigeria, olaba ba
Neda, don't ever ask that. For you just stand there and look at names.
amanya gamulusa. I know that. Naye kugamba bannange anybody teri ne ngamba bannange abantu baffe baliwa. Kati kinnyumira okulaba nti oyo weeka mwana weeka oyo mwana weeka.
A big population on the diaspora. It's the Nigerian diaspora that's bigger than us.
Yeah, it is, but we are not as proactive as they are.
Nekirala maybe tubitya.
Twagala nnyo soft life bannayuganda, obulamu bwaffe bwa soft life, bwa easy life.
Naddala abakyala.
Era ne bw'obanga tewetaaga genda mu magye, ne bw'okubanga kusoma nnyo, era olaba nga ffe abaana batono abajja wano n'addayo n'asoma. People come in here ne balaalira mu mirimu gino emirala egy'ekyeyo, ekyo kye bayita okukuba ekyeyo. But you are limited to Kuba because on the weekends we are off. On public holidays, you're off with your family. You can afford to go on a vacation. When you're not at work, you're not earning. Life. You will make the money, but you'll have to do 3 jobs. You'll have to break your back. You will not have a life. But Americans, it gives you all.
Military, sometimes you don't have a life, my friend.
Sometimes you don't have a life, Christine. I totally agree. But you cannot compare military not having life to cheer you. Have a life. You can be in your barracks, go chilling, but you know you will have food, you know you'll have insurance. If anything happens to you, you're covered. You know salary is coming. You're on maternity leave and you're getting paid, my dear.
No, I'm off maternity leave. Oh. No, I'm actually off maternity leave, Mukwano, hence the reason we are here. I had to plead my case for DOD to allow me to come back close to the family. Mboze jakuba yadda, lulala.
We will get there.
The struggle is real, but it is also good. I think your thing is mute. Is it mute? But I hear you.
No, I'm not.
So anyway, embozi teba nkadde.
Tujja kutandikirawo olulala.
Olulala tujja kutandikirawo twogereko ku birala naye neyanziza nnyo obudde bwo.
Nange nsanyuse
okwana mutulabire bambi kawalako.
Njakalaba my sister twenkana.
Agenda kutuula gundi
high school
this year.
Yes.
Anange, congratulations.
Tugenda mu college.
Amina.
Thank you so very much.
Tugenda kola ROTC.
Yes. I know better.
Kati munange neyanziza omukama akuume akugambire n'abeewo.
Amina.
Jakuddamu.
Amina. Mukama nange akukuumire. Say hi to the baby and the boys. Literally. Your mother to boys.
Kale nyabo, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.